Edad, numero lang yan.
At my age, I've only been getting stronger.
You see, I've built for more. More intensity to stay in shape. More energy for new experiences.
More endurance to reach greater heights. And more passion in doing what I love. These days, I live for more.
Sante Barley.
Mahalagang paalala, ang Santi Barley ay hindi gamot at hindi dapat gamitin panggamot sa anumang uri ng sakit.
Dito po sa podcast na to, we'll be talking about suicide and mental health. Kung kayo po ay may pinagdadaanan, may mga numbers po tayong pwedeng tawagan. Pwede tayo tumawag sa National Center for Mental Health Crisis Hotline 1553 at may cellphone po sila 0917-899-8727. Meron pong Philippine Red Cross Hotline at 1158 at In Touch Crisis Line at 8893-7603 o cellphone 0917-800-1123. Kung kayo po ay nakikinig at nasa US po kayo, ang Suicide and Crisis Lifeline nila ay 988.
Kuya Kim, ano ba talaga?
Magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Welcome to Ano Ba Talaga with Kuya Kim. Dito po sa podcast na to, we talk about anything under the sun. Pwede tayong ma-inspire dito, pwede tayong matawa rito, pwede tayong maiyak dito. Basta dapat lagi tayong may audience takeaway. Napakarami nating guest dito sa podcast na ito. Yung ilan masaya, yung ilan inspiring. Pero alam niyo naman po ang pinagdaanan po ni Kuya Kim at ng aking pamilya. At napakasariwa pa po nito. It's only been about 3 weeks now since my eman passed away. And itong podcast natin ngayon ay makakatulong hindi lamang sa akin, kundi sa lahat ng mga nakikinig sa atin na may pinagdadaanan. Ang kasama ko po ngayon ay isang clinical psychologist na nagtapos po ng kanya pong psychology, hindi lamang sa Pilipinas, kundi sa Amerika din. Meron siyang masteral at doctoral degrees po galing sa Amerika sa psychology. Isa pong doktor na talagang in demand at napakahusay when it comes to mental health. At marami na po itong natulungan, hindi lamang sa Amerika, kundi dito sa Pilipinas. Ito po, ang ating guest ngayong araw na to is Doktora Jabi Herrera. Doc.
Kuya Kim, maraming salamat. I'm here to honor Eman's mental health advocacy. I want to lend my voice to that. I'm here.
Maraming salamat for coming. Baka maging emotional ako nito pero kakayanin natin to, Doc. Meron pong crisis ng mental health ngayon. Napakaraming mga bata ang pinagdadaanan ng pareho ng pinagdaanan po ni Eman, Doc. Meron po bang scientific study dito? O wala?
Yeah. Kuya Kim, alam mo, maraming mga studies ang importanteng maging aware tayo. No? Una, a recent research ng Harvard Medical Center, and I think may partnership sila with another Australian institution, is last 2023, this research showed 1 out of 2 people in the world globally will experience or have a mental health diagnosis within their lifetime before age 75.
1 out of 2 people?
1 out of 2. So yun yung lifetime, nakikita nating lifetime prevalence rate ngayon ng mental health challenges or illness, mental illness. So just really underscores the reality na this is an everyday reality. Mental health is a human reality, no? It needs to be a mainstream part of our conversation.
Pag sinabi niyo po bang mental health, ibig sabihin meron ng mga suicidal ideations kaagad? O hindi kailangan?
Hindi kailangan. So mental health is that state of optimal functioning na it's not just the absence of illness, but it's the presence of capacity. And kapag nako-compromise yun, I think we more accurately refer to it as a mental illness or a mental health disorder. And it's a spectrum. It can start with feelings of low self-esteem, problems with self-worth, perfectionism, or kung minsan naman it's anxiety, worrying, na parang medyo overestimate natin yung danger or yung problems. So when it becomes more severe, it can include suicidality.
Pag sinabi yung severe, ibig sabihin ba dito ay pag hindi ka na makafunction sa trabaho mo? Kasi kung marami sa atin, dumadaan naman sa anxiety, sa stress, pero nakaka-function pa rin tayo. When does it start becoming a problem, Doc?
Oo, ang ganda ng question na yan kasi yes, sometimes it impairs our functioning. So nakikita natin yung problems with work performance or school functioning, no? Kung mga estudyante naghihirapan to cope with school or biglang nang iiba yung performance. Pero kasi kung minsan, it's not always a telltale sign. Kasi there are very high functioning, very competent people who might also be suffering from mental health problems. Pero kinakaya. Kumbaga, they try to override their difficulties or their vulnerabilities by trying to be busy or by trying to be productive.
Ito ba bang paraan ng pag-cope? Kasi Gen X po tayo eh. At ang turo sa atin, pagka tayo ay nasistress o tayo ay nadidepress, ipagpag mo lang yan. Napapagpag naman nung ilan. Ito po ba effective na maging busy ka? At huwag masyadong pagtuunan ng pansin yung anxiety mo at yung depression mo.
Siguro isang phrase na lagi nating naririnig is it's okay not to be okay, and
Yes.
tama talaga yun. It's okay not to be okay, but it's not okay to be silent about it.
It's not okay to be silent. What does that mean, Doc?
Siguro na importante talaga na pinapansin natin kung ano yung nararamdaman natin. So, nabanggit mo yung pinapagpag na lang natin, no? If it's an everyday stress, maaring mapagpag natin. Pero mas nakakatulong talaga sa atin to be intentional about becoming aware. Ano na ba yung nararanasan ko? Is this everyday stress? Is this temporary stress? Or parang burnout na ba yung baseline functioning na na-experience ko sa buhay ko? And the thing is, we don't have to experience a severe mental health difficulty for us to reach out and ask for help. Early intervention is always the key, no? So kapag hindi pa siya malala, syempre mas madaling tugunan, mas madaling i-address.
Ano pong example, Doc, ng hindi pa malala?
So, halimbawa, siguro sa trabaho, parang napapansin natin na tuloy-tuloy yung stress. Let's say, dati parang okay yung functioning natin. Tapos, may project, hindi nag-work too well. Parang sinisi natin yung sarili natin or nasisi tayo. And then, nahirapan tayo mag-recover, no? So, siguro, yung experience of, ay, na-disappoint ako or may mga na-disappoint sa akin, maaring that could be the beginning of something, no? So that could be a time to reach out, ask for support. Kung hindi natin napapansin yung mga moments of vulnerability na yon, maaring magtuloy-tuloy lang tayo, tapos mahirapan na tayong matulog, tapos mag-isolate at mag-withdraw na tayo kasi nahiya tayo dun sa nangyari. Tapos hindi tayo nag-reach out. It can metastasize.
Ano po ang ibig
into
sabihin ng
something.
metastasize in layman's terms?
Oo, parang gumamit lang ako ng isang medical term, Kuya Kim, para to underscore that mental illness is also physical. That it's not just in the mind. It's also, the body is also going through a dysregulation. So, kapag nagkakaroon tayo ng emotionally overwhelming experiences, could be trauma, it could be stressors that just compound. Biologically, our nervous systems also get dysregulated. So,
Yung
yeah.
sinabi niyo merong physical na nararamdaman, ang tao po bang depressed ay nakakaramdam ng physical pain sa kanilang katawan?
Madalas, oo. Kung minsan hindi, pero marami akong clients na nagsasabing it comes in the form of muscle tension or kung minsan, madalas yung hyperacidity, digestive issues, migraine, minsan different forms of physical pain and illness.
Ano po yung clinical depression compared dun sa ordinary anxiety at depression? Ano po ang pagkakaiba, Doc?
So, sa pang-araw-araw nating buhay, nakaka-experience tayo ng anxiety, ng worry, ng lungkot. No? Pero kung nagiging pattern ito or way of life natin na hindi lang dahil nagkaroon ng situation where, we felt sad about it, we felt disappointed, we're worried about the deadline, pero nagiging parang when we wake up, punong-puno na yung isip natin ng pag-aalala, ano bang mangyayari today, anong mangyayari bukas, or we get lost in perfectionism, na hindi ako pwede magkamali, or parang day in and out, our thoughts are focused on our mistakes, our errors, which leads to low self-worth. That begins to look like a mental illness or a mental health issue.
Ang sabi po ng maraming eksperto, ito raw depression ay sanhi daw ng chemical imbalance sa utak. Paano po nangyayari yan, Doc?
Kuya Kim, depression or anxiety and other forms of mental
hindi lamang
illness,
depression, yeah.
may neurobiological component talaga kasi these things are mediated, or it's our nervous system and our brain that regulates stress, no? So kapag hindi natin napapansin na umaapaw na yung stress or sobra na yung cumulative stress sa ating nervous system, nagsha-shutdown siya.
Pag nag-shutdown, ano po mangyayari, Doc?
So, pag nag-shutdown, so una kasi ang nangyayari, napupunta siya dun sa fight-flight, no? So, from being in the flow state of calm and safe and connected, napupunta tayo dun sa fight-flight na napupuno ng takot o napupuno ng galit and frustration. And kapag matagal tayong nandun sa state na yon of anxious, worried, hurt, frustrated, nauubos yung energy natin kasi it requires energy from the body to be in that state. Para siyang, it's like any animal na napapagod trying to protect or defend itself. So at some point that we lose that energy, the nervous system goes into a shutdown state, and that begins to reflect in the way we think, and in the way we also in the way we regulate our emotions.
Kailan po pumapasok yung suicidal ideation?
Yeah.
O yung biglang, yung papasok na lang sa utak na siguro gusto ko nang mamatay. Kailan po papasok yan?
Madalas, Kuya Kim, doon na yon sa shutdown state, no? So, from flow, napupunta tayo sa fight-flight, and then napupunta tayo doon sa freeze, na parang paralyzed. Hindi ko na alam kung anong gagawin ko kasi I'm overwhelmed, I'm confused, I'm lost, I feel hopeless and helpless. So, that's the state where it's really important to reach out for support. I mean, not just when we get there, pero sana way before.
Ano pong nasa utak ng tao pag nandun siya sa state na yon na sa tingin niya ay dead end na? Ano pong gumagana sa utak ng isang tao?
I was talking to a client this morning who also struggled with suicidality and she's finding her way out of it and healing from it. And what she was telling me this morning was that minsan in that moment of feeling lost and confused, sometimes it feels like it's stretching to forever. Na it will be a permanent state. Pero gusto ko lang din i-share na part of what's beautiful about her journey is nakita niya na wait, it's an impermanent state. Kailangan ko lang palang lagpasan yung ngayon, yung this moment. Hindi ko kailangan ipataw sa sarili ko yung expectation that I have to have the whole future figured out. And I don't have to pin myself down to all my errors in the past. It's just this present moment, just here and now. Tatawirin ko lang to.
Ano po dapat gawin ng taong nandun sa moment na yon na feeling nila ay wala na? Sino pong pwede lang tawagan pagka ganun?
Yeah. So I think in this podcast, we'll be linking people to our crisis lines, or there's Hope Line, there's In Touch, there's, there are these crisis lines that would be a resource, no? Parang tumawag tayo. Pero we can also try to reach out to a safe person for support when I'm doing safety planning with people who are having these thoughts. Lagi kong tinatanong, sino yung pwede mong tawagan when you're, when you're beginning to have these thoughts, or when you're beginning to have triggers that you feel will lead to these thoughts. No, it could be a friend, it could be so I always invite them to have a safety plan partner. At saka I always make them commit to sharing the safety plan with that partner.
So ang safety partner po, hindi kailangan magulang. Pwedeng kaibigan?
Whoever,
Pwedeng teacher?
whoever you feel safe accessing in a moment of need. Yeah.
Kung ang anak po ng isang magulang ay nakitaan po ng symptoms ng mental illness, ano pong unang dapat gawin ng magulang kung bata pa ito?
So, una, it's really to provide a safe space for conversation. No, na napansin ko, you seem to be struggling with something. I want you to know, pwede natin itong pag-usapan. I want you to know, hindi kita i-judge. Andito ako para supportahan ka. Para tulungan kang, magkaroon ng way to seek for support.
Marami pong mga magulang, Doc, pagka nadidepress ang mga anak nila, sinasabi, napaka-arte mo, arte lang yan. Paano po yun?
Kuya Kim, yun yung stigma na sinasabi natin. And I don't want to blame parents kasi parents are always doing their best for their kids. Part of this is also society, no? Na parang we have so many judgments about mental health problems like depression na ito ay weakness, ito ay, kakulangan. But, when someone has diabetes, when someone's going through asthma, when someone's going through, a physical illness, we don't shame them, we don't blame them. We bring them to the doctor. Tinatanong natin, anong kailangan mo? Tara, let's make sure you're okay. Let's, ask for help.
Sabi po ni Emma, nung minsan nag-usap kami, Papa, you can never get well. You can never heal from mental illness, but you can always manage it. Tama po ba yan?
Yes, and in some ways, yes, Kuya Kim, there are mental illnesses kasi that can be a lifetime occurrence. So, depende rin yun sa mga genetic influences, depende sa ating neurobiology. Some mental illnesses could be a lifetime. Lalo na kung may mga neurodevelopmental issues katulad ng ADHD or autism. Maraming mga mental health issues na comorbid or co-occurring with that.
Si Eman kasi is diagnosed as merong ADHD, kaya niya sinabi pala yun, because she has ADHD.
Yes.
Doc, napakalalim po ng usapan sa mental illnesses at mental health. Ano-ano po ang pinaka-common na mental illnesses, Doc?
Depression and anxiety.
Depression and anxiety. Ano po yun?
Yeah. So depression, yung some of the symptoms that people might experience would be yung low self-worth, yung feeling mo parang wala kang magawang tama, the feeling that you're always doubting yourself. Pero meron din siyang physiological components like loss of appetite, difficulty with sleep. And for some people, some people can have suicidal thoughts with depression.
Is that the most common? Depression and anxiety?
Depression and anxiety are the most common. And among women, depression and anxiety are the most common. With men, Kuya Kim, alcoholism
Alcoholism.
is the most.
Is that a mental
prevalent
illness?
one.
Alcoholism.
It's a mental illness. It's a mental illness. It's a way of coping. That's maybe it's primarily through avoidance, no? Pero it is a form of mental illness.
Ito yung lulunurin ko na lang ang aking lungkot sa alak. What are the other forms of mental illnesses, Doc?
Ang ganda nung nabanggit mo, Kuya Kim, yung ADHD kasi the prevalence of ADHD is
Eman had that
increasing. Oo. Lalo na sa females. Kasi yung typical presentation ng ADHD is from a male perspective, no, na hyperactive, restless. So, for male children with ADHD, medyo mas madaling mas-spot sa school. For females, it's not usually like that. Kaya, in my experience, undiagnosed kadalasan or late ang diagnosis ng girls with ADHD. And it usually comes when, ayan na, may depression or may anxiety na kasi parang nagsuffer na yung sense of self-efficacy or self-esteem nila kasi hindi sila makakope. So, yun pala, may undiagnosed ADHD pala sila.
That's what happened to Eman. Doc, nagkaroon ako ng debate with Eman about ADHD. I even told her, Eman, Papa's ADHD as well. But I was never diagnosed. Kasi hyper ako nung bata Sabi niya, Papa, you don't have ADHD. It's not clinical ADHD. Siguro makulit lang ako. Kasi ang daming mga magulang nagsasabi, meron din ako niya nung bata ako When does it start becoming a medical issue?
Yes. So, one is it has to be assessed. So, meron tayong mga objective measures, meron tayong mga clinical processes para ma-assess yun carefully. Pero madalas din kasi Kuya Kim na genetic din. So, madalas in my clinical practice, parents tend to like retrospectively, oh my gosh, meron yata ako pero hindi lang na-detect at that time.
Yan ang debate ko palagi kay Eman Sinasabi ko, your papa was the same. I also had ADHD. My teachers always called me makulit, hyper, but I was high functioning. But she always told me, no, yours is probably not clinical. Because she was sure that hers was clinical Bipolar, ano po yun? Alam niyo, marami nagtatanong sa akin, ano bang sikreto ko for my fitness at my age? I'm almost 59 years old. Of course, given ang regular exercise, given na rin ang healthy diet, but not everyone knows that I swear by Sante Barley, and I've been taking Sante Barley for so many years now. Sante Barley is a certified organic and barley grass from New Zealand. At certified ito ng BioGrow. It's good for digestion and strengthens your immunity dahil puno ito ng nutrients at antioxidants. That's why I live for more with Sante Barley.
Yung depressive or major depressive disorder kasi parang it's more of the low feeling, feeling low, the feeling of being sad and depressed or irritable and angry, may iba-ibang presentation ng depression. Yung mood disorder naman, merong cycling ng mood between feeling low and what we call manic episodes, which is feeling high in a way that leads to sometimes risk-taking, impulsivity, or feeling very grandiose in a way that doesn't match reality. No, so minsan may cycling with bipolar. There's a cycling between these episodes.
Cycling meaning tataas muna tapos babagsak.
Yes.
I remember in one of the episodes of Eman, in one of the accidents, no, Doc, she was so happy that night. And she was so happy. This was during the pandemic. At sabi namin ni Mrs., ang saya-saya niya. Sobra. And then the next day, the accident happened. Nangyari na. Yung hindi naman natuloy. No? This was maybe 6 years ago. Ayun yung sinasabi niyo na merong manic happiness and then yung bagsak niya ay depression. Ng todo-todo. Does this apply to all forms of being bipolar? Alam ko merong types din ng bipolar.
There are different types of bipolar disorders and meron tayong mas malalang manic episodes or mas severe na manic episodes where the impulsivity or the risk-taking can, have very big consequences. Merong mas hypomanic na it's kind of more subtle, but it can still cause a lot of dysfunction. And then merong rapid cycling na parang minsan ang hirap makita ng delineations ng episodes kasi ang bilis ng pagbabago.
Ano pang mga other forms ng mental illnesses, Doc? Other types of mental illnesses?
So meron din tayong trauma, PTSD or post-traumatic stress disorder. Isa rin tong common form of mental illness. So when traumatic experiences are, become overwhelming kasi these are overwhelming to the nervous system. So it can lead to constant, fight-flight states na parang we're constantly anxious, we're always feeling unsafe. So kung hindi tayo, if we're not in our safe zone, it means laging activated yung brain. It's always kind of predicting or estimating there's danger that's gonna happen, and it's very hard to function when we're experiencing that.
Doc, ang social media ba ay masama sa mental health?
I mean, inherently, I think in some ways, social media can also be a vehicle for connection and community. No, some of our young people, some people have found social media to be helpful in that way. Pero we have many studies showing that with social media also, and actually the use of smartphones starting in 2012, that incidents of depression, anxiety, loneliness, self-harm, those have also arisen. Those have become more prevalent. And our young women have particularly been affected by that. Kasi,
Young women?
Yeah.
Bakit po young women at hindi young men?
In social media, kasi the pressure for girls, for young women to look a certain
be
way,
beautiful,
to
to be sexy,
beautiful, to be sexy,
to be thin.
project that perfection is parang the pressure is bigger, and it's just a reflection of the pressure that sometimes that society puts on women.
Dok, kung isa ka pong magulang at nagsisimula ka lang ng pamilya mo at ang mga anak mo'y bata pa, mga 3-4 years old, is there a preventive thing that they can do para hindi mangyari ang mental illness sa anak nila? Ano pong pwede nilang gawin habang bata pang anak nila?
Actually, ang ganda nung question na yan, Kuya Kim, kasi our emotional systems are shaped in our early years of life. No, so minsan may mga vulnerabilities itong ating nervous system na kung minsan napapasa, 'di ba? Through genes, through the generations. Pero connection is always a very important factor in preventing mental health problems. So the importance of making our children feel validated, of like really like being present. It helps create an emotional system where they feel that they will always have a safe space with someone. So they learn to trust and to experience people and relationships as reliable.
Kung ikay isang magulang at na-diagnose na yung anak mo na merong mental illness, ano pong dapat gawin? Na-diagnose na, alam mo nang may sakit.
Yes.
At lumalaki pa lamang sila. How do the parents ensure na hindi mangyayari yung hindi dapat mangyari?
Well, importante aside from professional care is participating. So if na-diagnose ang doctor and you're seeing a doctor, a psychologist, a psychiatrist, a therapist, alamin natin ano yung bahagi ko sa healing journey na ito. Parang what's my part? How can I support my child? How can I co-regulate with my child so that I can create a space for them where when they're, we can create routines that build on their resilience in their everyday life, no? Building those structures of support, moment by moment.
Ang mental illness daw ay nadadaan sa gamot. Pwede kang uminom ng gamot at titino ang iyong pag-iisip. Ano po ang tingin po ninyo dyan?
Yeah, so I'm a psychologist, I do not medicate. No, hindi ako medical doctor like a psychiatrist who provides that kind of intervention. But I work closely with a lot of psychiatrists kasi there are many mental illnesses which require, because it's a neurobiological condition, there are many mental health issues that require medication in order to stabilize those conditions. Pero I believe behavior is also medicine, Kuya Kim. So along with medication, what we do, what we practice, the connections that we make can all be part of that healing process.
Barkada. Hindi, minsan kasi kadalasan na magulang hindi natin mapili kung sino ang mga pwedeng maging barkada ng anak natin. Gaano kalakas ang impluwensya ng barkada sa mental health ng ating mga anak?
Yeah, pagdating sa teen years, alam natin na napakalakas ng influence ng barkada. Kasi the brain of a teenager changes very dramatically during the adolescent years. So, nag-orient siya towards peers more than parents, bahagi talaga yun. At pero hindi nangangahulugan na wala ng lugar ang parents sa buhay ng teenager. So important pa rin that we really get to spend time with with our teens, kahit na minsan parang nagkukulong lang sila sa kwarto or minsan parang laging barkada yung kasama.
Parang palagi yata.
Oo. Oo. Importante pa rin na matanong natin, anong gusto mong gawin? What can we do together? No? Ano yung ma-enjoy natin pareho para meron tayong moments of connection?
Ang sabi po ng mga kaibigan kong mga religious, ang taong depressed ay kulang sa pananampalataya at kulang sa koneksyon sa Diyos. What can you say about that?
Spirituality, even from research studies, is a resilience factor. So the belief in God, in a greater good, whether it's God in religious terms or in other ways, that kind of transcendent belief tends to be a source of resilience. Pero hindi ako naniniwala na the lack of faith automatically means it's a cause of mental illness. No, you can have very religious, very spiritual people who can still suffer from depression or mental illness. It's a neurobiological thing. In the way you have people suffering from diabetes or cancer or heart or hypertension.
Kasi even recently, yung anak ni Rick Warren, who's a pastor, book author, also suffered the same fate as my Eman. During the last few minutes of Eman, what was her mental state, Doc? Was she still rational? Was she still thinking? Was she capable of making correct choices? Kasi people say that she made her own choice. She took her own life. Was it her choice? Or was it something else in her mind that drove her to make that choice, which is not correct?
Kuya Kim, I feel you as a parent in wanting to know what those moments could have been like. But there's a part of me that doesn't want to hazard or to guess what those moments were like because it's so complex. And I have many clients who would say it just that moment can feel like it's a forever. But the same clients who've experienced that have also come to realize that it's because they're going through a neurobiological problem. They're also going through an illness. And in that moment, they just needed to reach out. Kailangan lang tawirin. But I know that pain can be immense in some of those moments. And I just want to be respectful of that also.
So, meron silang nararamdaman na sakit.
Yeah.
Sa katawan at sa utak.
Yes.
Pag nandun sila sa malapit na.
Yung freeze zone na parang mahirap, parang the sense of being paralyzed or not knowing what to do, and someone who has been through that moment said, reaching out is the key.
Anong advice mo, Doc? Anong advice mo sa mga magulang na may mga anak na nagsisimula pa lamang? What can they do to make their kids psychologically healthy and happy and free of suicidal ideations? What can you advise them, Doc? What's the most important advice that you can tell them?
Quick, and before the advice, I just wanted to honor what you're experiencing right now, and at the same time, how you're transforming this experience into purpose and advocacy. Very much in the spirit of Eman's legacy. Salamat. Sa mga parents who want to be there to support their children through this. I mean, my only word is care and compassion, not just for parents, but for all of us. It's such a gift of our humanity to be compassionate, which means not just parents, but society in general. Let's be careful not to judge. Let's be careful not to blame. Let's be careful not to criticize when someone is in a moment of struggling with their mental health. let's offer a space to say, ang hirap siguro ng sitwasyon mo, ang hirap ng pinagdadaanan mo, and hindi ko siguro naiintindihan lahat, pero nandito ako para sa'yo. That sense of safety and compassion, for most people, that human moment is just what they need.
Okay, Doc. Is there a right way to grieve, Doc? I'm in grief. Ako po ay
Of course.
3 linggo pa lamang. Minsan okay ako at minsan hindi naman ako okay. Kanina okay ako, ngayon hindi ako okay. Para kang baliw. What is the best way to grieve, Doc, in your experience as a psychologist?
There are as many ways to grieve as there are many people in this world. We have our own unique process, and if there's one best way to grieve, it's to respect who we are. Pakinggan kung ano yung pangangailangan natin, and that would be my invitation to you and to others who are grieving. Grief is a part of many people's lives. Pakinggan natin yung sarili natin. Kailangan ko ba magpahinga? Kailangan ko ba to surround myself with people who make me safe? Kailangan ko bang mag-set ng boundaries or limits on things where I feel like it's too much pressure, it's too much demand? Do I need to be in nature? One of the things that have helped me grieve something in the past unexpectedly is a hiking trip where I was for 7 days in nature. That could be a form of grieving, but grief doesn't, it can come at different times. That's okay. It's okay. It's a journey talaga.
Parang mahirap yata yung Pasko. Because you're so used to being together
That's true.
during Christmas.
That's true.
Doctors study that most people who commit suicide are men. Tama o hindi tama?
I think women make more attempts, more fatalities in men because of the methods they use.
Tama ba, Doc, na may epidemic ngayon ng suicides sa mga bata?
Quick, pasensya, I don't have the specific statistics,
The
pero
data, because you're a doctor. Yeah.
pero something I've recently encountered in the Philippines is that in the Philippines, our suicide statistics, it tends to be lower than the global statistics. Pero it's possible it's because it's underreported or hindi accurate yung reporting, no? In some studies, parang in the recent years, parang medyo may decline sa prevalence. So I think it's important to notice those good things. But with suicide kasi, every number counts eh.
Every number counts.
Every number counts. So we don't want to lose anyone to suicide.
Posible ba, Doc, someone gave me an advice to ease up my mind para hindi ako masyadong nasasaktan, is to say that Emma did not die of suicide, but she died of depression. She died of mental illness, not suicide. Is that the right way to say it?
It's really
Kasi
hard to answer.
at a certain point daw, talagang wala na silang kontrol sa kanilang ginagawa
Yes, I think the heart of it is we cannot blame. We cannot blame. We cannot criticize. We cannot judge someone who is in that state because you're right, because it's an illness. No, so parang at that point, it can be a very, very difficult situation to navigate.
Doc, maraming salamat. Napakarami natin pinag-usapan today, Doc. And I'd like to apologize that I got a little bit emotional at one point because napakahirap, Doc, because 3 linggo pa lamang. I actually don't know what's gonna happen in a month or two, but I'm taking it a day at a time. And you know what helps me, Doc, navigate through my grief is my faith in God. If I did not have faith, I don't know where I'm going to be. I just know that there's a plan. My God is good, and the plan is good. So that's what gives me peace, despite the fact that I don't understand many things that are happening. At ang napakahirap, Doc, sa mamatayan ng anak ay, of course, namimiss mo yung anak mo, pero ang dami mong feelings ng what if, naisalba ko ba ang buhay ng anak ko? Yung guilt mo na hindi mo nagawa nung bata pa siya. Yun ang patong-patong sa utak ng isang magulang na namatayan. Unlike mamatayan ka ng ama o ng ina, you sort of expect that it will happen at wala kang masyadong feeling ng guilt. Pero sa anak, patong-patong yan And it doesn't help also that you read comments on social media. People are very judging, Doc. Masakit ang marami sa mga sinasabi. But I just take it all like God has a plan. And the plan is good. I take the pain now, but I know that in time, things will be good.
Kuya Kim, my only word for that is compassion. Compassion heals. Self-compassion and the compassion that we give to each other. And hope ko rin na in social media, may mas maging compassionate tayo.
Ay, nako. During the wake of Eman, napakarami kong mga nakausap na mga bata lumapit sa akin. And you know what they told me? Eman reached out to me. How did she reach out to you? She DM'd me at the time of my weakest. She was giving advice. My Eman was not well. She was pretending to be well, but she was not well. Yet she was reaching out all the time to all these kids. Hindi lamang isa. There was even a student from abroad who said that at the time that Eman did her thing, she attempted suicide as well. But she did not succeed. But because of Eman's inspiration, she assured me that she will live. That when the time comes again, she's in a crisis, she'll think of Eman and she will live. And that gives me hope that whatever happened to Eman has purpose. And my Eman did not die in vain. Again, for God's purpose. We shall find out in time. Yeah. But Doc, thank you very much for being with me. And
Thank you, Kuya Kim.
maraming salamat. And naway, sa mga nakikinig po sa atin, maraming salamat. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope marami po kayo natutunan ngayong araw na to. At kung kayo man ay may pinagdadaanan, pareho ng pinagdaanan namin, ang aming pamilya, seek help. And saan sila pwedeng tumawag, Doc, when they need help?
I think you'll be flashing or sharing the crisis lines, no? Pero meron kaming non-profit initiative called Circle of Hope at meron kaming programang tawag namin Kaloob. It's a low-fee psychotherapy program. So for our underserved communities who are needing mental health support, you can go to our Facebook or IG at Circle of Hope CS.
Circle of Hope, CS. Circle of Hope, CS. Kahit wala pong pera, kahit mahirap, kaya po niyan.
Meron po kaming low-fee psychotherapy and kung minsan pagka may availability of funds, nakakapagbigay din po ng libre na mental health support.
Alam ko napaka-busy niyo, Doc. And thank you very much for joining me today. Isang malaking karangalan. And Eman is honored as well. Maraming salamat for joining us today sa isa na namang episode ng Ano Ba Talaga with Kuya Kim. Kung nagustuhan niyo po itong podcast na to, just follow at merong notification bell dyan. Pindutin niyo po. Magkita-kita tayo ulit next week. Ano Ba Talaga with Kuya Kim. God bless you. Maraming salamat sa inyo lahat.
Network Entertainment. The opinions of podcast creators, hosts, and guests are not necessarily reflective of the official stance of the Pod Network Entertainment, its hosts, or other network programs. The content created by the people behind the podcast is personal and not meant to harm any religion, ethnicity, group, organization, company, or individual.